In section 2.4, I'll be discussing more on the topic of slope. Let's begin with parallel lines. Lines that are parallel will have the same slope. Let's take a look at an example. Write an equation through the point -2, 3 and is parallel to y equals 2x plus 5. So again, recall from the last section, the equation of a line using slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. I know I want my equation to go through the point -2, 3, so I can plug in my y and my x. So I have 3 equals m times -2 plus b. Now I'm missing my m and b, but I know something about this slope. My slope is parallel to this line, y equals 2x plus 5. So the slope of this equation, my m value is 2. Therefore, my m in this equation is going to also be 2. So plugging in my slope 2, I get 3 equals 2 times -2 plus b. And now I can solve for b. 3 equals -4 plus b. And adding 4 to the other side, I get 7 equals b. And I can write my final answer nice and pretty. It's going to be y equals 2x plus 7. Next, let's discuss perpendicular lines. Lines that are perpendicular have negative reciprocals of each other. And so that will look like two lines that crisscross each other at a 90-degree angle. So if one line has slope 3/5, then the perpendicular slope is -5/3. If I have one slope -3/2, then the perpendicular line will have slope +2/3. Let's take a look at an example. Let's write the equation of a line passing through the point 2, -1 and is perpendicular to the line x plus 4y equals 8. So again, let's start the same way I did the previous example. We want the equation of a line, so that's y equals mx plus b. Right now I know it has to go through the point 2, -1, so I can plug in my x and y. So that's -1 equals m times 2 plus b. Now this time perpendicular to x plus 4y equals 8. So first I need to find the slope of x plus 4y equals 8. So let's solve this equation for y. So let me write it out again. X plus 4y equals 8. Let's subtract x to the other side. And I get 4y equals -x plus 8. Divide everything by 4. And let me scroll up for some more space. I get y equals -1/4 x plus 2. And so the slope of this equation is -1/4. But I want perpendicular in this problem, so the perpendicular slope is going to be +4/1, which is just 4. So when I go and calculate my new line over here on the left, I'm going to plug in 4 for m. So it's -1 equals 4 times 2 plus b. Solving for b, I have -1 equals 8 plus b. Subtract 8 to the other side, and I get -9 equals b. And putting together my final answer nice and pretty, it's going to say y equals slope 4x minus 9. Next, I want to discuss the formula for average rate of change. If I'm given 2 points, x1 and y1 and x2 and y2, then the distinct points on the graph of a function say the average rate of change of f from x1 to x2 is f of x2 minus f of x1, all divided by x2 minus x1. Sounds a bit complicated, but let's take a look at an example first. Find the average rate of change of f of x equals x squared from x1 is 1 to x2 is 2. Alright, so let's write the formula out to begin with. Again, the average rate of change formula says f of x2 minus f of x1 all divided by x2 minus x1. Well, in the problem, I'm given x1 and x2, so let's plug that in first. Let's start with what we know. So I don't know my numerator yet, but I do know that x2 is 2 minus x1, which is 1. Good. Now let's recall, what does f of x mean, right? F of x is my function notation. It means my y value. So officially, I do know I can plug in the x2 and the x1 values. So it'll really say f of 2 minus f of 1 all divided by 2 minus 1. And now I was given a function. My function for this problem is f of x equals x squared. So if I know my x values, then I can plug it in and find my y values. So let's find f of 2 and find f of 1. F of 2, I'm going to plug 2 in to x squared, so that's 2 squared is 4. Plugging in 1 squared is 1. And now I can finish off the formula. F of 2 is 4, f of 1 is 1, and the rest I'm going to come on down and then simplify. I got 3 over 1, which is just 3. And that problem is done. Again, don't forget to log on to Canvas to look at the supplemental notes for more examples. And before I wrap up this video, I just want to real quick go back to parallel and perpendicular just to show you a visual of those two things one more time. I think I forgot to do parallel. So if I have an XY coordinate plane, then parallel lines are going to be lines that are side by side that never intersect each other, but they have, again, the same slope for both lines. So the two m's are equal to each other. But for perpendicular lines, I think I did a picture up above, but I'll do it one more time. All right, on an XY coordinate plane, there are going to be two lines that crisscross each other, and they make a 90-degree angle. And so if one slope is positive m, then the other slope is going to be negative 1 over m.